In this video, we will be walking through variations of the use of subquery. Specifically, we will see two applications of the use of subqueries. The first in the select statement and the second in the having statement. To start off with, I want to review what we already know about subqueries. Subqueries are a query within a query. We have seen the use of subqueries in the where statement. In the where statement, one can think of a subquery as the following example. In this query, we are selecting stock firm and stock price from the stock table where the stock price of the stock is greater than the average stock price of all stocks. Over here, we see a subquery, select average stock price from stock, being used in the where clause. Now, let's take a look how we can use a subquery in the select statement. Consider the following query. In this query, you are asked to list the nation name and the percentage of shares belonging to the nation. What does this query mean? It means that we have two tables. Select star from nation. We have the nation table, which has information about the nation name, and we have the second table called stock. Obviously, each stock belongs to a specific nation. We are asked to list the nation name. In this case, that would be the UK, the USA, India, and Australia. And the second part is asking for the percentage of shares belonging to the nation. And so we have stock quantity and what percentage of shares belong to that specific nation. For instance, of the total number of shares that we have here, what percentage belong to Australia, what percentage belong to India, what percentage belongs to the UK, and what percentage belongs to the USA. To answer this question, we can start by writing the simplest form of this query, which is the number of shares belonging to each nation. To do that, we'd say select nat name, comma, sum of STKQTY from nation join stock on nation.natcode is equal to stock.natcode. And we would say group by nat name. When we do this, we get the number of stock, quantity of stock belonging to each nation. Now, I don't want the quantity of stock, I want the percentage. Right? To get the percentage, one has to realize that I need to divide 191,017 for Australia by the total number of stocks. The question is, how do we get the total number of stocks? The total number of stocks can be gotten with the query select sum of STKQTY from the stock table. That gives me the total number of stocks that are actually present in the stock table. If I multiply this number by 100, you will see that I get the stocks as a percentage. I can see that the UK has 52% of all stocks, USA 36%, India and Australia about 5%. This is an example of how to use the subquery in the select clause, giving us a way to calculate a percentage. In addition to having a subquery in the select statement, we can also have subqueries in other parts of an SQL query. For instance, a having statement. Consider the following query that we wish to write. You are asked to write a query to list the nation name and the average stock price if the average stock price of the nation is greater than the average price of all stocks. To write this query, we say select NAT name and average stock price from nation join stock on nation.natcode is equal to stock.natcode. Group by NAT name. In this case, we have to use the having clause because we want to restrict this aggregation. Right now, I have every nation and the average stock price for every nation. But I do not want this. I want only those nations where the average stock price is greater than the average stock price of all stocks. And so I shall say having average STK price greater than the overall average stock price, select average stock price from stock. If I run this query, I will see I only have UK stocks whose average stock price is greater than the overall average stock price. In this example, we see the use of a subquery in the having clause. This concludes the walkthrough of the two subquery variations in the select statement and the having statement. Please let me know if you have any questions. Thank you very much.